From the time I was a child, I always wanted to inspire and uplift and sustain that feeling of wonder, of fascination, of being pulled in and getting into things, you know? And I never had a real dream as far as I want to do this, other than, you know, traveling successfully, touring with a band, and having romance in my life and a place to live and a place to create things and make structures like forts and rope courses and like a hobbit hole or something. I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I did that kind of stuff a lot. And I was under the conception that things would kind of get easier with time. Like, you get better at things. And as you get better with things, you learn to accept them more and work with them more, which does happen for some things. But I've had this very strange experience in my life where I started off that way and things went quite the opposite. Which is one heck of a disposition to have, and enough to make anyone go mad. And not to diminish any other personal challenges that people have, but it's been the most challenging thing for me to not have the main things I need as far as living a life that I want to live, to have my own place, to have love in my life, and to have success in my art. And things have kind of declined. I've gotten better as a musician, more experience for sure, but land is you have to get your own place. I'm 37 now and I don't have a career where I'm making lots of money. I don't even have a job. I'm just going from gig to gig and doing a little yard work for people. And that'd be fine. Or this would be fine if, say, I had love in my life. Because really, that's all you need. But what's really sad is romance is kind of dead. And it's kind of looked down upon as distasteful or cringe or something, which is really sad. I actually pity people that have that view of it, because they're desensitized. They're missing out on just how incredible of an experience that is. And I've had times in my life where I was married before 2020, and I had love in my life at that time, at least a certain amount. I at least had support from my partner, and I got addicted to kratom, and I was able to quit just cold turkey. But that's because I had that other support, I don't know, the oxytocin you get from having a partner. And no one really talks about that. But a lot of people who've gone sober, not everyone, of course, but a lot of people who've gone sober, they have love in their life. So they have that. That's, I don't want to diminish it as a drug, but it's a factor to live, a life that you love. And so to not have any of those things, I've been coping with it and being okay, I still exist. I have freedom. It's nice to have the freedom, but I don't have as much inspiration. I don't have as much, I'm not really so much the person I want to be anymore. And I used to thrive in solitude. And now it just feels, I don't want to say masturbatory, but it just feels not what I'm supposed to be doing, even though I have so much of it. I have an abundance of something I don't need, and I lack the few things I do need. I know I'm not the only one. That's why I'm making this video, because it's good to talk about, and it's tough to talk about, but it's relevant to many people's lives here. And, you know, I've been trying to quit Kratom for a while, but what's really hard for me with quitting Kratom at this point in my life is I just end up getting so depressed. I was depressed before Kratom. That's why I started taking it, so I could be functional at work, because I would just like dread going to work, dread even doing things I liked. And that's a fucking miserable place to be. And, you know, I pitied myself for it, like you would pity anyone for it. I mean, pity is not a great word. That word is also looked down upon, but I've had compassion on myself for it, because I know I'm a good person and a creative person and an adventurous person. And I live in a world where there's so many possibilities, but hardly anything extraordinary happens, although I put myself out there for it. And that is a very strange thing. It seems like something else is dictating my life. That's why I've, in previous videos from last year, got really into Gnosticism and would rant on and on about Gnosticism and how it seems like our lives are controlled and like we're manipulated by desires and things and lack of them as well. And how it can go quite antithetical to how we would manifest it. I mean, I've manifested all those things and then had them all taken from me, which is fine, because I could do better, honestly. But now it's like, to have the motivation, the drive, like it's diminished. It's not there. And that is a very grievous thing. And I'm still tapering, and it's just a slow, arduous process. It's summer, and this is like the least depressed time to exist here in Olympia, Washington. And yet I am like, I feel so claustrophobic. Like, I just want to get out of here. But like, what am I gonna do? Just drive through the states and go busking? I mean, I do plan to do that, but it's like, it's pretty aimless. It's pretty like, I don't have anyone to travel with, which makes it a lot more fun. I've traveled by myself, and that can be fun, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's a very strange and lonely world in a lot of ways, and so many people are preoccupied with their own cliches and their own, like so many people are so stereotypical, guys and girls, and sometimes I feel like I'm like kind of resentful of women, but I realize I'm not, because I'm also resentful of a lot of men too. So it's not just like I'm like discriminating or anything. I just I'm very disappointed with like the things that people find, like a lot of the trending things are just tasteless to me, and the things that are cool to me, like other people, that doesn't do anything for them, a lot of people. And that is what makes this life so like kind of lonely feeling for me. And on a lot of these videos, a lot of, like, most people don't even get what I'm talking about here. And I'm just putting it out there because I think it should be talked about. It should be put out there, like what is going on right now. And I guess the future can only tell what I make of this time and what I'm doing here. Perhaps it'll all make sense one day, but when I'm in it without the knowledge of like what's going to happen next, it's just kind of like I'm getting jerked around, and it can make a person very resentful, and I don't want to be that way. But here I am, trying to make the most of it.